Two households, both alike in dignity. Fair Verona, where we lay our seed. From ancient grudge broke to new mutant. Fourth, the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of starches lovers take their life. Misadventure piteous over those that with the dead. Fifth, the passage of their death marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which love their children's end towards is now the 2 hours traffic of our scale. To which, if you with patient ears attend, if you miss our toil should strive to mend.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
I am a pretty piece of flesh.
Oh, well, 'tis well thou art not fish. If thou hadst been...
Poor John!
What, John, I told you? Here comes one of the hats of the Montagues.
My naked weapon is out. Quarrel, hush back.
Oh, turn my back and run?
Fear me not.
No, Mary, I fear thee.
Let's take the law of our sides, let them begin.
Well, I will frown as they pass by, let them take it as they list.
No, as they dare. I will bite my thumb at them, just disgrace them if they bear it. You!
What? I am Montague!
Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
Well, I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
Is the law of our side if I say aye? I? No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir. No, sir.
Oh, if you do, sir, I am for you. I serve as good a man as you.
No better.
Well, sir.
Say better. Here comes one of my master's kinsmen.
Better, sir.
You lie.
George, you men, Gregory, remember thy swashing blow? Oh! Put up your swords, you know not what you do.
What did thou among these heartless hands, Benvolio? Look upon thy death.
Oh, I took and keep the peace. Put up thy sword, ready to depart these men with me.
What talk of peace? Why, I hate the word, as I hate Howard, all Montagues, and thee. What haven't thee? Issuing from your veins, on pain of torture. From those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground, and hear the sentence of your moved prince.
What noise is this? Give me my longsword, ho! Old Montague is come and flourishes her blade in spite of me.
That villain captive.
3 civil broils, bred of an airy word by thee, old Capulet, and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets, and made Verona's ancient citizens cast by their grave beseeming ornaments to wield old partisans in hands as old, cankered with peace, to part your cankered hate. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time, all the rest depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me, and Montague, come you this afternoon to know our further pleasure in this case, to old Freetown, our common judgment place. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart.
Who set this ancient quarrel new approach? Speak, nephew! Were you by when it began?
Here were the servants of your adversary and yours, close fighting ere I did approach. I drew to part them. In the instant came the fiery Tybalt, with his sword prepared, which, as he breathed defiance to my ears, he swung about his head and cut the winds, who nothing hurt withal hissed him in scorn. While we were interchanging thrusts and blows, came more and fought on part and part, till the prince came, who parted either part.
Oh, where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he was not at this fray.
Madam, an hour before the worshipped sun peered forth the golden window of the east, a troubled mind drave me to walk abroad, or underneath the grove of sycamore that westward rooteth from the city side. So early walking did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me, and stole into the covert of the wood. I measuring his affections by my own, which then most sought where most might not be found, being one too many by my weary self, pursued my humour, not pursuing his, and gladly shunned who gladly fled from me.
Many a morning has he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning dew, adding to clouds, more clouds with his deep sighs. But also soon as the old cheering sun should in the farthest east begin to draw the shady curtain from Aurora's bed, away from light seals home my heavy son, and private in his chamber pens himself, shuts up his windows, locks fair daylight out, and makes himself an artificial light. Black and portentous must this humour prove, unless good counsel may the cause remove.
My noble lady, do you know the cause?
I neither know it nor can learn of him.
Have you importuned him by any means?
Both by myself and many other friends, but he, his own affections' counsellor, is to himself, I cannot say how true, but to himself so secret and so close, so far from sounding and discovery as is the bud bit by the envious worm ere he can show his sweet leaves to the air or dedicate his beauty to the same. If I could but learn from where his sorrow grows, I would as willingly give cure as no.
See where he goes. So please you, step aside. I'll know his grievance, or be much denied.
I would thou wert so happy by thy stay as to hear true shrift.
Good morrow, cousin.
Is the day so young?
When you struck 9.
I me, sad hours seem long. Was that my mother that went hence so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Well, not having that which having makes them short.
In love?
Out.
Of love?
Out of her favour where I am in love.
Alas, that love, so gentle in his view, should be so rough and tyrannous in proof.
Alas, that love whose view is muffled still should without eyes see pathways to his will. Where should we dine? Oh me! What free was here? Yet tell me not, for I have heard it all. It's much to do with hate, but more with the binding of brawling love or loving hate, or anything of nothing first creole, heavy lightness, serious fighting, misshape and chaos of well-seeming forms, feather-led, bright smoke cloaked by a sick health, still waking sleep that is not what it is. This love feel I that feel no love in this. Dost thou not laugh?
No, cuz, I'd rather weep.
Good heart at what?
At thy good heart's oppression.
Why, such is love's transgression, of griefs of mine own lie heavy in my breast, which thou wilt propagate to have it pressed with more of thine. This love that thou hast shown doth add more grief to too much of mine own. Love is a smoke made with the fume of sighs being purged, a fire sparkling in lover's eyes being vexed, a seed nourished with loving tears, and what is it else? A madness most discreet, a choking gall and a preserving sweet. Farewell, my cuz.
Soft, I will go along. But if you leave me so, you do me wrong.
Tush, I have lost myself. I am not here. This is not Romeo. He is some otherwhere.
Tell me in sadness, who is that you love?
What shall I groan and tell thee?
Groan? Why no, but sadly tell me who.
A sick man in sadness makes his will. A word ill urged to one that is so ill. In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I aimed so near when I supposed you loved.
Yeah, a right good mark, man, and she's fair, I love.
A right fair mark, fair cuz, is soonest hit.
Yeah, well, in a pit you miss. She'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow. She hath Diane's wit, and in strong proof of chastity, well armed, from love's weak, childish bow, she lives uncharmed. She will not stay the siege of loving terms, nor bide the encounter of assailing eyes, nor up her lap to seducing gold, or she is rich in beauty, only poor that when she dies with beauty, dies her store.
And she hath sworn that she will still live chaste.
She hath, and in that sparing makes huge waste, but beauty starved with her severity, cuts beauty off from all posterity. She is too fair, too wise, wisely too fair to merit bliss, by making me despair. She hath forsworn to love, and in that vow do I live dead that live to tell it now.
Be ruled by me. Forget to think of her.
Teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes. Examine other beauties.
Oh, yeah, 'tis the way to call hers exquisite. In question more. These happy masks that hide fair ladies' brows, being black, puts us in mind they hide the fair. He that is struck and blind cannot forget the precious treasure of his eyesight lost. Oh, then show me a mistress that is passing fair. Yeah, what doth her beauty serve, but as a note where I may read who passed that passing fair. Farewell, thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine, or else die in debt.
Montague is bound as well as I in penalty alike, and 'tis not hard, I think, for men so old as we to keep the peace.
Of honourable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you lived at odds so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But saying, what I've said before, my child is yet a stranger in this world. She hath not seen the change of 14 years. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride, ere we may think her ripe to be a bride.
Younger than she, our happy mother's maid.
And too soon marred than so early made. Earth hath swallowed all my hopes, but she is the hopeful lady of my earth. But woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part, and she agree. Within her scope of choice lies my consent and fair according voice. This night I hold an old stars that make dark heaven light, such comfort as do lusty young men feel when well-apparelled April on the heel of limping winter treads. Even such delights among the fresh fennel bud shall you this night inherit at my house. Here all see, and like her most whose merit most shall be, which one more few of many mine being, one may stand in number, though in reckoning none. Come, go with me. Go, sir, trudge about through fair Verona and find those persons out whose names are written there, and to them say, my house and welcome on their pleasure stay.
Find those persons out whose names are here writ. Well, here it is writ that the shoemaker should meddle with his yard, the tailor with his last, the fisher with his pencil, and the painter with his nets. But I am fine to set those persons out whose names are here writ, and can never find what names the writing person hath here writ. Oh, I must have learned, and in good time.
One fire burns out, another's burning. One pain is lessened by another's anguish. Turn giddy, and behold thy backward turning. One desperate grief cures another's languish. Take thou some new infection to thy eye, and the rank poison of the old will die.
Yeah, well, your plantain leaf is excellent for that.
For what, I pray?
For your broken shin.
Why, Romeo, art thou mad?
What, mad, but bound more than a madman is. Shut up in prison, kept without my food, whipped and tormented and... Goody and good fellow.
Pray you, sir, can you read?
Aye, mine own fortune in my misery.
Perhaps you learnt it without book, but I pray, sir, can you read anything you see?
Aye, if I know the letters and the language.
You say honestly, rest your merry.
Stay, fellow, I can read.
Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, County Onsem and his beauteous sisters, the lady widow of Utruvio, Signor Placentia and his lovely nieces, Mercutio, and his brother Valentine, mine uncle Capulet and his wife and daughters, my fair niece Rosaline, Livia, Signor Valentio and his cousin Tybalt, Lucia, and the lively Helena. A fair assembly, whither should they come? Whither to supper?
To our house.
Whose house?
My master's.
Indeed, I should have asked you that before.
Well, now I'll tell thee without asking. My master is the great rich Capulet, and if you be not of the house of Montagues, pray you, come and crush a cup of wine, rest your merry.
At this same ancient feast of Capulet sups the fair Rosaline, whom thou so loves, with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with unattainted eye, compare her face with some that I will show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
Now, when the devout religion of mine eye maintains such falsehood, then turn tears to fire, and these who often drowned could never die. Transparent heretics be burnt for liars. One fairer than my love, the all-seeing sun, ne'er saw her match since first the world begun.
You saw her fair, none else being by, herself poised with herself in either eye. But in that crystal scales, let there be weighed your lady's love against some other maid, that I will show you shining at this feast, and she shall scant show well that now seems best.
I'll go along, no such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendour of mine own.
Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me.
Now, by my maidenhead at 12 years old, I'll pay her part. What, lamb? What, ladybird?
God forbid, where is this girl?
What, Juliet? Oh no, the walls. Your mother.
Madam, I'm here. What is your will? This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse, come back again. I have remembered me thou'st hear our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter's of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age into an hour.
She's not 14.
She's not 14. How long is it now till Lammastide?
Fortnight and odd days.
Even a rod, of all the days in the year, come Lammas Eve at night, she shall be 14. Susan and she were of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. But as I said, come Lammas Eve at night, she shall be 14. Marry, that she shall. I remember it well. It was since the earthquake now, 11 years, and she was weaned. I never shall forget it. Of all the days in the year, upon that day. But then, I'd laid the wormwood to my dog, sitting in the sun under the dove house wall. My lord and you were then at Mantua. Nay, I should bear a brain. But as I said, where did you taste the wormwood on the nipple of my dove and find it bitter? This was full. To see it touch you and fall out with the dove. Shake cried the dove house. There was no need, I tried, to bid me trudge. And since that time it is 11 years. For them to stand alone. No, Brother Riggs, she could have run and waddled all about. But even the day before, my husband, God be with his soul, it was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, fallst thou on thy face? Thou wilt fall back when thou comest of age, wilt thou not, Jewel? By my holy dam, the pretty wretch left crying and said I, to think now a jest should come about, and I should live 1,000 years, I never shall forget it. Wilt thou not, Jewel, quoth he? And it stinted and said I.
Enough of this, I pray thee hold thy peace.
Yes, madam. But I cannot choose but laugh to think it should leave crying and say I. And I worry. It had upon its brow a bump as big as a young cock's stone. A perilous knot, and it cried bitterly. Fallst thou on thy face, quoth my husband. Thou wilt fall back when thou hast more wit, wilt thou not, Jewel? And it stinted and said I.
And stint thou too, I pray thee, nurse, say I.
Peace, I have done. God mark thee to his grace. Thou wast the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed. And I might live to see thee married once. I have my wish.
Marry, is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honour that I dream not of.
An honour? Were I not thine only nurse, I'd say thou had sucked wisdom from thy teeth.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus then, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A man, young lady? Lady, such a man as all the world, why? He's a man of wax.
Verona's summer hath not such a flower.
No, he's a flower. A very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris' face and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. Examine every several lineament and see how one another lends content. And what obscured in this fair volume lies. Find written in the margin of his eyes this precious book of love, this unbound lover. To beautify it only lacks a cover. The fish lives in the sea, and 'tis much pride for fair without, the fair within to hide. That book in many's eyes doth share the glory that in gold clasps locks in the golden story. So shall you share in all he doth possess by having him, making yourself no less.
No less, nay, bigger. Women grow by men.
Speak briefly, can you like of Paris love?
I'll look to like if liking move. But no more deep will I endart mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Madam! Guests have come, supper served up, your good self called, my young lady asked for, the nurse cursed in the pantry, in all extremity. I must haste away, I beseech you follow straight.
We follow thee, Juliet, the county stays.
Go, girl, seek happy nights to happy days.
Right, shall this speech be spoke for our excuse, or shall we on without apology?
Nay, let them measure us by what they will.
We'll measure them a measure.
And be gone!
Oh, give me a torch, I'm not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I, believe me, you have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so sticks me to the ground, I cannot move.
You are a lover! Borrow Cupid's wings, and soar with them above a common bound.
I am too sore and pierced with his shaft to soar with his light feathers, and so bound, I cannot bound a pitch above the war. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it, should you burden love? Too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorns.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Give me a case to put my visage in, a visor for a visor. What care I what curious eye doth quote deformities? Here are the beetle brows shall blush for me.
Come! Knock and enter, and no sooner in, but every man betaken to his legs!
Oh, a torch for me. I am not for this ambling. Let the wantons, light of heart, tickle the senseless rushes with their heels. I am proverb with a grandsire phrase. I'll be a candle holder and look on. The game was ne'er so fair, and I am done.
Done's the mouse, the constable's own word. If thou art done, we'll draw thee from the mire, or, save your reverence, love, wherein thou stickest up to the ears. Come, we burn daylight.
That's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay we waste our lights in vain. Light by day? Take our good meaning, for our judgment sits 5 times in that, ere once in our 5 wits.
Yeah, and we mean well in going to this masque, but 'tis no wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
So did I.
Well, what was yours?
The dreamers often lie.
In bed asleep while they do dream things true.
No! Then I see Queen Mab hath been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn with a team of little atomies over men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes, made of long spinner's legs, the cover of the wings of grasshoppers, her traces of the smallest spider's web, her colours of the moonshine's watery beam, her whip of cricket's bone, the lash of film, her wagoner is a small, grey-cultured little gnat, not half so big as a round little worm pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut, made by the joyous squirrel or old grub, time out of mind, the fairies' coachmakers. And in this state, she gallops, night by night, through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love, on courtiers' knees that dream on curtsies straight, o'er lawyers' fingers that straight dream on fees, o'er ladies' lips which straight on kisses dream, which oft the angry mad with blisters plagues, because their breath with sweet meats tainted are. Sometimes she gallops over a courtier's nose, then dreams he of smelling out a suit, and sometimes comes she with a tithe pig's tail, tickling a parson's nose as he lies asleep, then dreams he of another benefice. Sometimes she gallops over a soldier's neck, then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breeches, ambuscados, Spanish blades, of helps 5 fathom deep, and then anon, drums in his ear, at which he starts and wakes, and being thus frighted, swears a prayer or two, and sleeps again. This is that very man which plats the manes of horses in the night, and bakes the elf-locks in foul, sluttish hairs, which once untangled, much misfortune bodes. This is the hag, when maids lie on their backs, that presses them, and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she.
Peace, Mercutio, peace. Thou talkst of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin a substance as the air, and more inconstant than the wind who woos, even now, the frozen bosom of the north, and being angered puffs away from thence, turning his side to the dew-dropping south.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we will come too late.
I fear too early, for my mind misgives some consequence, yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin his fearful debt with this night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he that hath the steerage of my course
direct to my suit. On, lusty gentlemen!
Strike drums!
They pray, grant our less faith and despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
They move not, while my prayers effect I take thus from my lips by thine, my sin purged.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from my lips, or trespass forgive, give us again.
You kiss Madam. Mother knows a word from you.
What is your mother?
Married bachelor.
When I was the lady of the house and a good lady and a wise and a virtuous, I nursed their daughter that talks with all. I tell you, if he that can lay his hands on her, shall have to treat us.
What? Is she a Capulet? Oh, my dear Count, my life is my first death.
Away! Be gone! The sport is at the best!
I so have been, the more is mine and rest. Nay, gentlemen, pray not to be gone. We have a trifling foolish banquet towards. Is it so? Why then I thank you. I thank you all, honest gentlemen. Good night! More torches here. Come on then, let's to bed. Ah, Sarah, by my faith, wax is late. Out to my room.
Hither, nurse. What is yond gentleman?
The son and heir of old Tiberio.
No. What's he that now is going out of doors?
That I think be the young Petruchio.
What's he that follows here that would not dance?
I know not.
Go ask his name. If he be married, my grave is like to be my wedding bed.
And a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen, unknown, and known. Too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me that I must love a loathed enemy.
What's this? What's this?
A rhyme I learned even now of what I danced with all.
Anon, anon. Come, let's away. The strangers are all gone.
Now old desire of him is dead men lie, and young affection gaze to be his heir. That fair for which love were hoped for and would die with tender Juliet matched is now not fair. Now Romeo is beloved and loves again, alike bewitched by the charm of looks. And to his foes suppose he must complain, and she still loves we beg from fearful hooks. Being held a foe, he may not have access to breathe such vows as lovers used to swear, and she is much in love and needs much stress to meet her new beloved anywhere, anywhere, anywhere.
Passion less than power, time means to me. Tempering extremities with extreme, extreme sweet. Can I go forward when my heart is here? I'll turn back, dull earth, and find thy centre out.
Romeo! My cousin Romeo! Romeo!
He is wise, and on my life hath stolen him home to bed.
He ran this way and let this orchard wall. Call good Mercutio.
Nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo! Humors! Madman! Passion! Lover! Appear thou
in the likeness of a sigh. Speak but one rhyme, and I am satisfied. Cry but I me. Pronounce but love and dove. Speak to my gossip Venus one fair word, one nickname for her purblind son and heir, young Abraham Cupid, he that shot so true when King Comforter loved the beggar maid. He heareth not, he stirreth not, he moveth not. The ape is dead, and I must conjure him. I conjure thee by Rosaline's bright eyes, by her high forehead, her scarlet lip, by her fine foot, straight leg, and quivering thigh, and the domains that there adjacent lie. Ooh! That in thy likeness thou appear to us.
And if he hear thee, thou wilt anger him.
This cannot anger him. 'Twould anger him to raise a spirit in his mistress's circle of some strange nature, letting it there stand till she had conjured it and laid it down. My invocation is fair and honest. In his mistress's name I conjure but to raise up him.
Come, he hath hid himself among these trees to be consorted with a humorous knight.
Blind is his love, and best befits the dark. If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Now will he sit under a medlar tree and wish his mistress were that kind of fruit as maids call medlars as they laugh alone. Oh, Romeo, that she were, oh, that she were an open arse, or thou a poppering pear. Romeo, good night. I'll to my truckle bed. This field bed is too cold for me to sleep.
Go then. But 'tis in vain to seek him here that means not to be found.
The jested scars have never felt a wound. For some, what light through yonder window brings is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. A vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady. It is my love, oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold, 'tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business do, entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if they were there, eh? They, in her head, what the brightness of her cheek would shine those stars, as daylight doth a lamp. Her eye in heaven would through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans a cheek upon her hand. That I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek. She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel. For thou art as glorious to this night being o'erhead as is a winged messenger unto the white upturned wondering eyes of mortals that fall back to gaze upon him as he bestrides the lazy puffing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air.
Romeo. Romeo. Wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or, if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Please no other name.
What's in a name?
That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet, so Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take the Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized henceforth. I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus bescreened in night so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name, I know not how to tell thee who I am, for my name, dear saint, is hateful to myself because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have yet not drunk 100 words of thy tongue's uttering, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo? And a Montague?
Neither, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings did Iowa perch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out, and what love can do that dares love attempt. Therefore thy kinsmen are no stop to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
There lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of thy swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes, and but thou love me? Let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundst thou this place?
By love, that first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes. I am no pilot, but wert thou as far as that vast shore wast with the farthest sea, I should adventure for such merchandise.
Thou knowst the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke, but farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? Now I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word, yet if thou swearest thou mayst prove false, if lovers' perjuries they say Jove laughs. Gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkst them too quickly, one I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond. And therefore thou mayst think my behavior light, but trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess. But that thou heardst ere I was ware, my true love's passion. Therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love which the dark night hath so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I vow that tips with silver all these fruit tree tops.
I swear not by the moon. If constant moon, which monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
Then what should I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Or if thou wilt, swear by thy sweet self, which is the god of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
If my heart still love.
Well, do not swear. Although I joy in thee, I have no joy in this contract tonight. Is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning, which doth cease to be, or one can say, it lightens. Sweet. Good night. This bud of love, by summer's ripening breath, may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night.
leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
And the exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it. And yet I would it were to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it for what purpose, love?
But to be frank and give it thee again. And yet I wish for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have. Both are infinite. You. Hanan, nurse. Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little, I will come again.
Oh, blessed night. I am afraid that being in night, all this is but a dream, not too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honourable, thy purpose, marriage. Send me word tomorrow by one that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world. High and high I come, but if thou meanst not well, I do beseech thee. I come anon to cease thy strife, and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times. Good night.
1,000 times the worse to want thy light. Love goes towards love, as schoolboys from their books, but love from love towards school with heavy looks.
Psst. Romeo! Psst. Falconer's voice to lure this tasseled gentle back again. Bondage is hoarse, and may not speak aloud, else I would tear the cave where echo lies, and make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine with repetition of my Romeo!
It's my soul that calls upon my name. How silver sweet sound lovers' tongues by night, eh? Like softest music to attending ears.
Romeo.
My love.
What o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
By the hour of 9.
But will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I forgot my lady called thee back.
Let me stand here till thou remember it.
I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
And I'll still stay to have thee still forget, forgetting any other home but this.
'Tis almost morning, I would have thee gone, and yet no further than a wanton bird that lets it hop a little from its hand like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves, then with a silken thread plucks it back again, so loving jealous of its liberty.
I would I were thy bird.
Sweet, so would I. And yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep and peace so sweet to rest. I will hence to my ghostly friar's close cell, his help to crave and my dear hat to tell.
The grey-eyed morn smiles on the frowning night, checkering the eastern cloud with streaks of light.
flecked darkness like a drunkard reels from 4th day's pump and tightens fiery wheels. Now, ere the sun advances, burning eye, the day to cheer, and night stank the dew to dry, I must upfill this osier cage of ours with baleful weeds and precious juiced flowers. The earth, that's nature's mother, is her tomb. What is her burying grave? That is her womb. And from that womb, children of diverse kinds we sucking on her natural bosom find. Many, for many virtues excellent, none but for some, and yet all different. Oh, mickle is the powerful grace that lies in plants, herbs, stones, and their true qualities. For naught so wild that on the earth doth live, but to the earth some special good doth give. Naught so good, but straying from that fair use, revolts from true birth, stumbling on abuse. While virtue itself turns vice, being misapplied. And vice, sometimes by actions, dignified. Within the infant rind of this weak flower, poison hath residence and medicine power. For this, being smelt, with that part cheers each part, being tasted, or slays all senses of the heart. Two such opposed kings encamp them still in man as well as herbs, grace and rude will. And where the worser is predominant, full soon the canker death eats up that plant.
Godfather!
Benedicite, what early tongue so sweet saluteth me?
Oh, young son, what did thou use your distempered head so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed? Well, care keeps his watch in every old man's eye, and where care lodges there sleep will never lie, but where unbruised youth with unstuffed brain doth couch his limbs, their golden sleep doth reign. Therefore thy earliness doth me assure that thou art uproused by some distemperature, or, if not so, then here I hit it right. Romeo has not been in bed tonight.
That last is true. The sweet arrest was mine.
God pardon sin, was thou with Rosaline?
With Rosaline, my ghostly father, no. I have forgotten that name and that name's woe.
Well, there's my good son. But where hast thou been then?
I'll tell thee, ere thou ask me again. I have been feasting with mine enemy, whereon a sudden one hath wounded me. That's by me wounded both our remedies within thy help and holy physic life. For I bear no hatred, ghostly man, for lo, my intercession likewise steads my foe.
Oh, be plain, good son, more homely in thy drift. A riddling confession finds but a riddling shrift.
Then plainly know, my dear heart's love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on hers is set on mine, and all combined, save what thou must combine by holy marriage. Where and when and how we met, we wooed and made exchange about, I'll tell thee as we pass. But this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Oh, holy St. Francis! What changes here? It's Rosaline that thou didst love so dear, so soon forsaken. Where young men's love their lives, not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes. Judging Marie, what a deal of bride hath washed thy sallow cheeks for Rosaline. How much salt water thrown away in waste to season love, that of it doth not taste. The sun, not yet thy sighs from heaven clears, thy old groans ringing in my tired ears. None. Here upon my cheek, the stain doth sit of an old tear that's not washed off as yet. If ever thou wast thyself, and these woes thine, thou and thyself were all for Rosaline, and art thou changed? I'll pronounce this sentence then. Women may fall when there's no strength in men.
Thou hast chased me off for loving Rosaline.
For doting, not for loving people, no.
And badst me bury love.
Not in a grave to lay one in, another at the house.
I pray, chide me not for her I love now, doth grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, she knew well thy love did read by rote that couldst not spell. But, come, young waverer, come, go with me. In one respect I'll thy assistant be.
For this alliance may so happy prove to turn my household's rancour to pure love.
But let us hence, I stand on some ears.
Oh, wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Heading up home tonight.
Not to his mother's. I spoke with her man.
Why, that same pale, hard-hearted wench, that Rosaline, torments him so, he will sure run mad.
Tybalt, the kinsman to old Capulet, has sent a letter to his mother's house.
A challenge on my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
Nay, he will answer the letter's master as he dares, being there.
Alas, poor Romeo, he is already dead. Stabbed with a white wench's black eye, run through the ear with a love song, the very pin of his heart cleft with the blind bow boy's butt shaft. And is he a man to encounter Tybalt?
Why, what is Tybalt?
Ah, more than prince of cats. Ah, he's the courageous captain of compliments. He fights as you sing prick song. Keeps time, distance, and proportion. He rests his minim rests, 1, 2, and a third in your bosom. The very butcher of a silk button. A duellist. A duellist. A gentleman of the very first house of the first and second cause. The immortal passado. The hay. The what? The pox. Of such antic, lisping, affecting phantasines. These new tuners of accent. By Jesu, a very good blade, a very tall man, a very good whore. Is this not a lamentable thing, grandsire, that we should be thus afflicted by these strange flies? These fashion mongers, these pardon me's, who stand so much on the new form, they cannot sit at ease on the old bench. Oh, their bones, their bones.
Here comes Romeo.
Without his
Here
robe,
comes Romeo.
like a dried herring. Oh, flesh, how art thou fishified? Now, as he for the numbers that Petrarch flowed in, Laura, to his lady, was a kitchen wench. Marry, she had a better love to berhyme her. Dido, a dowdy, Cleopatra, a gypsy, Helen and Hero, Hildings and harlots, Thisbe, a grey eye or so, but not to the purpose. Signor Romeo. Bonjour. There's a French salutation to your French slop. You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night, sir.
Good morning to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The slip, sir, the slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, good Mercutio. My business was great, where in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much to say, such a case as yours constrains a man to bow in the hands.
Oh, meaning to courtesy?
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
Oh, most courteous exposition.
Nay, I am the very pink of courtesy.
Oh, pink for flower?
Right.
Why then is my pump well flowered?
Sure wit, follow me this jest then, till thou hast worn out thy pump, that when the single soul of it is worn, the jest may remain, after the wearing, solely singular.
Single soul, jest solely singular, what a singleness.
Come between us, good Benvolio, my wits faint.
Oh, switching spurs, or I'll cry a match.
Nay, if our wits run the wild goose chase, I am dumb. I'm sure you have more of the wild goose in one of thy wits than I have in my whole 5. Was I with you there for the goose?
Oh, thou wast never with me for anything when thou wast not there for the goose.
I will bite thee by the ear for that jest.
Oh, here good goose, bite not!
Thy wit is a very bittersweet, it is a most sharp sauce.
Oh, is it not they're well served into a sweet goose?
Oh, here's a wit of Chevril that stretches from an inch narrow to an L broad.
Oh, no, I stretch out for that word broad, which added to the goose proves thee far and wide a broad goose.
Why? Is not this better now than groaning for love? Now art thou Romeo. Now art thou sociable. Now art thou what thou art by art, as well as by nature. For this drivelling love is like a great natural that runs lolling up and down to hide his bauble in a hole.
Stop there! Stop there!
Thou desirest me to stomp in my tail against the hair.
Thou would else have made thy tail large.
Oh, thou art deceived. I would have made it short. I was to come the whole depth of my tale, and meant indeed to occupy the argument no longer.
Here's goodly gear, a sail.
Two, a shirt and a smock.
Peter,
No.
my fan Peter.
Peter, to hide her face, for her fan's the fairer face.
God ye good morrow, gentlemen.
God ye good e'en, fair gentlewoman.
Good ear.
'Tis no less, for the bawdy hand of the dial is now upon the prick of noon.
Out upon you, what a man are you?
One gentlewoman that God hath made himself to mar.
Well, my troth, it's well said. Or himself to mar, quotha. Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I might find the young Romeo?
Oh, I can tell you, but young Romeo will be older when you have found him than he was when you saw him. I am the youngest of that name, for fault of a worse.
You say well.
Yea, is the worst well, very well took in faith, wisely.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
She will indite into some supper.
Aboard, sir! Romeo, will you to your mother's, will to dinner thither?
Yeah, I will follow you.
Farewell, ancient lady. Lady.
Pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this that was so full of his ropery?
A gentleman, nurse, that loves to hear himself talk, and will speak more in a minute than he will stand to in a month.
When he say anything against me, I'll take him down. Anyway, lustier than he was, and 20 such jacks. And if I cannot, I'll find those that can. Scurvy knave! I am none of his skeins, mates. I'm none of his flirt gills. And now I might stand by too and see every knave to use me at his pleasure.
Now, I saw no man use you at his pleasure. If I had, my weapon should swiftly have been out. I draw as quickly as another man. I see the law on my side. Good occasion in a quarrel.
Full God, I am so vexed that every part of me quivers. Scurvy knave! Pray you, sir, a word. And as I told you, sir, my young lady bid me inquire you out. What she bid me say, I'll keep to myself. But first, let me tell you, if you should lead her into a fool's paradise, as they say, it were a very gross kind of business, as they say. For the gentlewoman is young, and therefore, if you should deal double with her, it were an ill thing to be offered to any gentlewoman, and very weak dealing.
Nurse, commend me to thy lady and mistress. I had protest unto...
Good honor, faith, I will tell her as much. Lord, she will be a happy woman.
Well, thou tell her, nurse, thou dost not mark me.
I will tell her, sir, that you do protest, which, as I take it, is a gentleman-like offer.
Bid her devise some means to come to shrift this afternoon, and there she shall, at Friar Lawrence's cell, be shrived and married. Here is for thy pains.
Truly, sir, not a penny.
Oh, go to, I say you shall.
This afternoon, sir? Well, she shall be there.
And stay, nurse, behind the abbey wall. Within this hour my man shall be with thee and bring thee cords made like a tackled stair, which the high top gallant of my joy must be my secret convoy in this night. Farewell, be trusty, and I'll quit thy pains. Farewell, commend me to thy mistress.
Now, God in heaven bless thee. Pray you, sir, did you ne'er hear say, two may keep counsel, putting one away?
I warrant thee, my man's as true as steel.
Well, sir, my mistress is the sweetest lady. Lord. When it was a little prating thing. Oh, there is a nobleman in town now, one Paris, that would fain lay knife aboard, but she, gentle soul, had as lief see a toad, a very toad a seeing. I anger her sometimes and tell her Paris is the proper gentleman. When I do, I warrant you, she looks as pale as any cloud in the versal world. Does not Rosemary and Romeo begin both with a letter?
I nurse, what of that? Both with an R.
Avoca! That's the dog's name!
That's good.
Oh, it's for them! No, that is some other letter. And she has the sweetest censures of it, of you and Rosemary. Do your heart good to hear it.
Commend me to thy lady.
Aye, 1,000 times, Peter.
None.
Before, and a pace.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. But in half an hour she promised to return. Therefore do nimble-pinioned doves draw love, and therefore hath the wind-swift Cupid wings. Now is the sun upon the highmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 to 12 is 3 long hours, and she is not come. Had she affections and warm, youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as a ball. My words would bandy her to my sweet love, and his to me. But old folks, many fain as they were dead, unwieldy, heavy, slow, and pale as lead. Oh, God, she comes. Oh, honey, nurse, what news? Has I met with him? Said I met with him.
Peter, stay at the gate.
Oh! No, good, sweet nurse. Oh, Lord, why lookst thou sad? Though news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing it to me with so sour a face.
I'm a-weary, give me leave a while. Oh, fire, my bones ache. What joy I've had.
Would thou hadst my bones and I thy muse? Nay, come, I pray thee, speak. Good nurse, speak.
Jessie, what haste? Can you not stay a while? Do you not see I'm out of breath?
How art thou out of breath when thou hast breath to say to me that thou art out of breath? The excuse that thou dost make in this delay is longer than the tale thou dost excuse. Is thy news good or bad? Answer to that. Say either. I'll state the circumstance. Let me be satisfied. Is good or bad?
Well, you know not how to choose a man. You've made a very simple choice. Romeo? No, not he. Though his face be better than any man's, and his leg excels all men's. And for a hand and a foot and a body, though they be not talked on, yet they are past compare. He is not a flower of courtesy, but I warrant him, as gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench. Serve God. What, died at home?
No, but all this I did know before. What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Lord, how my head aches. It beats as it would fall in 20 pieces. I'm back on the other side. Oh, my back. Beshrew your heart for sending me about to catch my death with jaunting up and down.
In faith, I am sorry.
Oh,
thou art not well. Sweet nurse. Tell me, what says my love?
your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a kind and a courteous and a handsome and, I warrant him, a virtuous. Where is your mother?
Where is my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest! Your love says, like an honest gentleman, where is your mother?
God, lady dearie, it's so hot. Mary, come up, I trope. Is this the poultice for my aching bones? Henceforward, do your messages yourself.
You're such a quill! Come, what says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife! Now comes a wad of blood up to your cheeks. There'll be scarlet straight at any news. After dinner, hie you to church. I must another way to fetch a ladder by the which your love may climb a bird's nest soon when it is dark. I am the drudge and toil in your delight, but you shall bear the burden soon at night. After dinner, hie to the cell.
Hie to high fortune, honest nurse. Farewell.
So smile the heavens on this holy act, but after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen. Amen. But come what sorrow can, it cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight. Do thou to close our hands with holy words, then love devouring death, do what he dare. It is enough that I may but call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die like fire and powder, which as they kiss consume. The sweetest honey It's loathsome in its own deliciousness, and in the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore, love moderate. Long love doth sow, too swift arrives as tardy as too slow. Where is thy lady? Oh, so light of foot, will they wear out the everlasting flint? A lover may bestride a gossamer that idles in the wanton summer air, and yet not full, so light is vanity.
Good evening to my ghost and confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for his birth.
As much to him else as his thanks to.
Much. Juliet, if the measure of thy joy be heaped like mine, and that thy skill be more to blazon it, then sweeten with thy breath this neighbour air, and let rich music's tongue enfold the imagined happiness that both receive in either by this dear encounter.
Conceit, more rich in matter than in words, brags of the substance, not of ornament. They are but beggars that can count their worth. But my true love has grown to such excess I cannot sum up some of half my wealth.
Come with me, and we will make short work. For by your leave, you shall not stay alone together till the church incorporate two in one.
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulets abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape abroad. For now, these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
Thou art like one of these fellows. When he enters the confines of a tavern, claps me his sword upon the table and says, God send me no need of thee, and by the operation of the second cup, draws him on the drawer, when indeed there is no need.
Am I like such a fellow?
Come, come. Thou art as hot a jack in thy mood as any in Italy, and as soon moved to be moody, and as soon moody to be moved.
Or two?
Nay, and there were two of such. We should have none shortly, for one would kill the other. Thou. Like thou wilt quarrel with a man that hath a hair more or a hair less in his beard than thou hast. Thou hast quarrelled with a man for cracking nuts, having no other reason but because thou hast hazel eyes. What eye but such an eye could spy out such a quarrel? Thy head is as full of quarrels as an egg is full of meat, and yet thy head hath been beaten as addle as an egg for quarrelling. Thou hast quarrelled with a man for coughing in the street, because he hath wakened thy dog that hath laid asleep in the sun. Didst not thou fall out with a tailor for wearing his new doublet before Easter, with another for tying his new shoes with old ribbon, and thou wilt tutor me from quarrelling?
And I was so apt to quarrel as thou art. Any man should buy the fee simple of my life for an hour and a quarter.
The fee simple. Oh, simple.
By my head, here comes a Capulet.
By my heel, I care not.
Gentlemen, good ear. A word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us, couple it with something, make it a word and a blow.
Oh, you shall find me apt enough in that, sir, and you give me occasion.
Could thou not take some occasion without giving?
Oh, Mercutio, thou consortst with Romeo.
Consortst? What does that make us? Minstrels? Now make minstrels look to hear discords. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance.
We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw into some private place or reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I shall not budge for no man's pleasure.
Peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man.
I'll be hanged if he'll wear your livery. Marry, go before to field. He'll be your follower. Your worship may in that sense call him man.
Romeo, the hate I bear thee affords no better term than this. Thou
I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none, therefore farewell, I see thou knowest me not.
Boy! This shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw.
I do protest. I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the reason of my loving sword. Good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as my own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm, vile, dishonourable submission. Alice the Carder carries it away. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What would thou have with me?
Good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives, which I mean to make bold withal, and as you shall use me hereafter, dry beat the rest of the 8. Come, sir, will you pluck your sword out of its pilcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be about your ears ere it be out.
Then I am for you.
Put thy rapier up!
Come, sir, your passado.
Begins the war others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt back again!
Oh, he gone in triumph and Mercutio slain! Away to heaven, respective lenity, and fire and fury be my conduct now, Tybalt! Take the villain back again, that lay thou gavest me! For Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads, staying for thine to keep him company. Either thou or I, or both, must go with him.
Thou wretched boy, that didst consort him here, shall with him hence.
This shall determine that.
charge thee in the prince's name, obey. Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
Oh, noble prince, I can discover all the unlucky manage of this fatal brawl. There lies the man slain by young Romeo, that slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Tybalt! My cousin! Oh, my brother's child, oh, prince! Oh, cousin, husband! Oh, the blood is spilled of my dear kinsman! Prince, as thou art true, for blood of ours shed, blood of Montague!
Then Romeo, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt, his slave, whom Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo that spoke him fair, bid him think how nice the quarrel was, and urged withal your high displeasure. All this uttered with gentle breath, calm look, knees humbly bowed, could not take truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt, death to peace, but that he tilts with piercing steel a bold Mercutio's breast, who, all as hot, turns deadly point to point, and with a martial scorn, with one hand beats cold death aside, and with the other sends it back to Tybalt, whose dexterity retorts it. Romeo, he cries aloud, hold friends, friends part! And swifter than his tongue, his agile arm beats down their fatal points and twixt them rushes, underneath whose armour envious thrust from Tybalt hit the life of stout Mercutio. And then Tybalt fled. But by and by comes back to Romeo, who had but newly entertained revenge, and to it they go like lightning. For ere I could draw to part them was stout Tybalt slain. And as he fell did Romeo turn and fly. This is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
He is a kinsman of the Montague. Affection makes him false, he speaks not true. Some 20 of them fought in this black strife, and all those 20 did but kill one life. I beg for justice, which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew him. He slew Mercutio. Who now the price of his dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo, prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes but what the law should end, the life of Tybalt.
And for that offence, immediately we do exile him hence. I have an interest in your harsh proceedings. My blood for your rude broils doth lie a-bleeding. But I'll immerse you with so strong a fine that you shall all repent the loss of mine. I will be deaf to pleading and excuses. No tears nor prayers shall purchase out abuses, therefore use none. Let Romeo hence in haste. Else when he is found, that hour is his last. Bear hence this body, and attend our will. Mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill.